Hi friends, so this video shows how to repair submersible pump starter. So this is a starter or control panel of submersible pump. So here you can see one capacitor, then switch, then LED diodes, resistor, and here you can see 5 ports. In first 2 ports we need to connect cable from the main power supply. In these 3 ports we need to connect the cable which are coming from the motor. So first let me explain the circuit diagram of submersible starter. So here you can see one circle. So this is a motor. Inside motor you can see one a run winding, then one start winding. You can see from run winding there is one cable which is going outside from the motor, that is a red cable. From start winding there is another cable which is going outside, that is the yellow cable. Then there is one more cable which is coming outside from the motor, that is a blue cable. So that blue cable you can see is connected to both run and start winding, so we call it as common. This blue cable you can see this blue cable is actually connected to the neutral of the main power supply, and the red cable you can see this red cable is connected to the phase which is coming from the main power supply. And you can see here one capacitor. That capacitor is actually connected to a red and yellow cable. You can see it's connected to red and yellow cables which are coming from the run and start windings. So you need to check the location of this capacitor. So this starter will not work if this capacitor damage. So in that case we need to replace the capacitor. We need to add new capacitor here. So let me explain the same thing with a starter. So this is the one cable actually which is coming from the motor. You can see, as I said, we can see red, yellow and blue cables. Red, yellow and blue cables. This is a 3-core cable. So this is a starter. If capacitor damage, we need to replace it. So we need to identify where actually this capacitor is connected. So here you can see, let me zoom it. Okay, here you can see 2 black cables. So these 2 cables actually is coming from the capacitor. These 2 black cables are connected to these 2 ports. You can see these 2 ports. So we can remove these 2 screws and remove these 2 cables. So before that, let me check what is these 2 ports. So we can use this cover. So here you can see actually those ports are red and yellow. So here you can see 2 main, phase and neutral. So here we need to connect the cables from the main power supply, and here you can see 2 motor. So here we need to connect red, yellow and blue cables which are coming from the motor. So here you can see red and yellow. Actually this is a location where that capacitor is connected. So let me remove it. We can see the location where capacitor connected. So we can remove these 2 screws and then remove the cables. Then we can remove the capacitor. So when you buy new capacitor, first check the values of existing capacitor. So here you can see it's a 36 MFT 5 plus or minus 5%, 440 VAC 50 Hz. So buy a similar capacitor, then you can connect that here. When you connect new capacitor, make sure that you connect it to red and yellow cables which are coming from the motor. So that is very important. That is the only thing we need to check. We need to connect this capacitor to red and yellow cables which are coming from the motor. So let me explain same thing with another diagram. So here you can see another diagram. So in this diagram you can see red, yellow and blue. So these are the cables which are going to the motor down. Then you can see this blue cable is connected to the neutral from the main power supply, and this red cable is connected to the phase from the which is coming from the main power supply. And here you can see this capacitor is connected to red and yellow cable, and this part, this is for LED, so we don't need, this is optional. If you want a switch, you can add switch here in the phase line. Okay, so this way we can repair it, we can replace the capacitor and fix the starter issue. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe my channel, please like and share the video.